Liberal core of Habib University, of course, is built on our foundational motto, which is YOSIN, which we translate as thoughtful self-cultivation. So the idea is that we want to produce individuals who are thoughtful and who are able to cultivate themselves, which means what? That they should have a research-oriented or investigative, inquiring sensibility. That they're young scholars.
We have faculty coming from Harvey Mudd, we have faculty coming from Pitzer College, we have faculty going to Olin College of Engineering, we have people coming from Stanford. There are lots of these connections that are really helping us reflect and grow. And what's really rewarding is that this diversity of students that we have at Habib University really makes good use of these pedagogical techniques we're using.
The engagement with faculty over here is just phenomenal because it's not just restricted to the classrooms. You can sit down with the professors and you can design your own courses.
One of the opportunities I got was to go to the University of Michigan at Ann Arbor last summer. One of the things I noticed was they had a lot of emphasis on their philosophy subjects, even in the engineering department, and that was very encouraging for me because we were doing the same thing at Habib University.
Habib University is among the most generous private universities in the world in terms of scholarships and financial aid that it offers to all its students.
And particularly, we have an emphasis on 50 kids a year. So there will be 200 of such children in the university at all times who will pay no fee. They come under a program which we call TOPS.
EduTops program is a great platform through which a student is not only provided with 100% scholarship for 4 years, but is also exposed to various other opportunities that the university has to offer.
I think in Pakistan, getting a quality education is a privilege. And being awarded with 100% scholarship at Habib University, I am not at all worried about financial needs and can totally focus on my goal and my dreams.
Habib University has come into being as a result of one of the largest grants that has ever been given in the history of Pakistan to start an educational project.
We feel that education is the best way to permanently add value to the community.
We have not only a huge opportunity, but also a great responsibility to be part of new and evolving institutions for generations to come.
Supporting Habib University is just not a donation. It's an investment in the intellectual capital of our future generation.
We need to build institutions in the country. And institutions like Habib's are not easy to build. And we built it, and now we've got to support it to get it to the next level. And for this, we need the community support as much as possible.
We have engaged communities in Pakistan, and now we are taking our message globally. And it humbles me to say that our message has been very well received. Compassionate and committed communities create great institutions.
Habib University is a beautiful idea. It's an idea that really matters to this country and to the world.
I was very much struck by the impressive work that has been done in creating such a school devoted to a liberal arts curriculum.
A liberal arts education at a time of existential crisis like this is even more vital, even more important than we think that it is.
How lucky you are, students of Habib University, to have access to both your amazing culture and this liberal arts university.
Habib University by far is the most generous private university in the world.
Habib University offers financial assistance to 90% of its students and allows them to grow and learn in an enabling, conducive environment with access to global expertise.
So this is the goal, to have the brightest mind come to Habib University, whether they can afford it or not.
I want to commend the Habib University and the founders of that university and the sponsors of that university and the donors to that university for having both the foresight and the generosity to invest in higher education in Pakistan.
I have such appreciation for the relationship, for the partnership that we have with Habib University. Habib University students do very well.
The students that I met with were very impressive. I was impressed, of course, with their academic skills and their commitment to education and everything.
The training that they get at Habib University is a holistic one which goes beyond the core subjects. And that's an important ingredient for the success of any organization.
Clearly, ये एक सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस है हबीब यूनिवर्सिटी और यहाँ से जो लोग फारुगुल तहसील हो रहे हैं वो पाकिस्तान के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा एसेट होंगे.
Habib University, by providing an opportunity to talented Pakistanis, will go a long way to help the need that Pakistan has in becoming more competitive.
The future of technology and human society demands problem solvers and critical thinkers to create solutions to problems that don't even exist yet. So a conventional electrical engineering program just won't cut it. So what Pakistan needs are not good engineers, but an electrical engineering program that continues to produce great engineers.
Electrical engineering lies at the heart of everything that we do, everything that we see around us, from the big to the small. Just imagine a world without electric power. That's how big electrical engineering is.
Electrical engineering courses offered at Habib are unique, as most of the engineering courses focuses on hands-on experiential learning and a critical understanding of the concepts built around discussions in our small-sized classrooms of about 20 to 25 students.
In the electrical engineering program, students go through a rigorous training that spans the breadth of engineering. They use our state-of-the-art labs, which are equipped with the latest tools. They play with robots, sensors, microcontrollers, signal processing kits, wireless communication, and networking tools, power and industrial electronic components, multiple motors and generators throughout their 4-year program. At every turn, our students learn to design real-world solutions that work with people, instead of projects that work only in the lab.
As an example, in the first semester, you undertake a course completely built around 3 to 4 hardware and software projects, exposing our engineering students to the joys of electrical and computer engineering journey at Habib. In the second semester, a very well thought out workshop exposes our engineering students with manufacturing and design. In the third semester, the digital logic design course allows our students to build an extremely challenging digital system. The course Engineering Design and Innovation in the sixth semester, where we partner with an industry to identify a meaningful complex problems, is yet another unique course that allows our engineering students to apply the concepts of design thinking together with their technical skills to solve a real-life contextual problem.
The most important outcome of the Engineering Design and Innovation course has been the way we were equipped with the design thinking methodology.
To develop anything for the society, you need to know the needs of the society. This seems like a very obvious statement, but when we are designing and developing a prototype, the perception and expectations of a layman about that particular device are very different from an engineer.
I feel it's great that Habib University offers its students for the chance to opt out for different minors. I have myself declared the mathematics and computer science minor being a EE student, and I think it's great that EE students can even opt for social development policy and communication and design minors.
Electrical engineering, because of its innate breadth, offers a myriad of opportunities for its graduates. But these are not the only industries or careers you can apply for.
The skills that you will acquire as an electrical engineer, such as analytical reasoning, critical thinking, logical thinking, problem solving, they make you specially suited for careers in other sectors as well. This is strongly represented in our alumni's post-graduation choices and their successes in their respective fields.
The reason why Habib's education prepared me so well for my role in a startup is because of its well-rounded education. That makes one a really ideal candidate for startups.
At Stanford, I think what I found out was, as Habib students, even within the second year, we were able to add a lot of value to the classroom, to the table, and to the community within Stanford. And what that showed us was that the education that we were being provided at Habib was actually somewhat really powerful in that sense. It was out there competing with some of the best universities.
And when the technical skills of our engineering students come together with this analytical ability, we see our students innovate solutions that can only come through great engineering.
Habib University's program in comparative humanities is distinguished by its powerful interdisciplinary and comparative approach. Some of the most critical concerns of humanity lie at the intersection of these four fields that we have chosen to focus on and link with each other: history, philosophy, literature, and religious study.
Our program emphasizes the significance of creating conversation between our local heritage, the tradition, the vernacular, the Islamic, the indigenous, and global, Western, modern concepts and ideas.
Like in previous semester, we have the course Love and Desire. So we studied love and desire through the lens of philosophy, Platonic love, then history, like Laila Majnun. So this really helped us.
Habib's program on comparative humanities empowers students with a global perspective on the humanities, since our professors come from different fields. So at Habib, we can have a course on, let's say, modernity, and this course will be taught by a philosopher, by a historian, and by an expert in religion, thus ensuring this global perspective of the humanities.
Cultural and intellectual diversity are the best way to describe faculty at Habib University. Our highly qualified instructors are committed to sharing that knowledge with their students.
I like that Habib's program has this focus on comparative inquiry because it really just puts different perspectives into conversation with each other, and it pushes me to think horizontally instead of just vertically.
These courses attempt at stretching the minds of the students. It just broadens their horizon. And minds that are stretched in such a manner never go back to their original state. And that is probably a very good thing.
I think it's quite cutting edge. I think it's a program that will really enhance the students in terms of not just their personal lives, but their professional lives.
Really, there is a range of possibilities and opportunities at which our graduates could excel. They could become scholars, writers, thinkers, and teachers, but they will also thrive in media, in the IT industry, where there is a continuous need for concept generation and expression. They can also work in research institutes, NGOs, go into the civil services, work in human resources, marketing, and public relations. That flexibility, possibility, and indeed potentiality is at the very heart of a comparative humanities degree.
Graduates of comparative humanities are also well positioned if they choose to continue their studies at the graduate level. Through its strategic partnerships with leading universities, Habib graduates explore grad school options, and they do exceptionally well when they apply for graduate fellowships at top international universities. One of the most impressive and little-known secrets about the graduates of humanities programs is how many of them go on to leadership positions in whatever field they pursue.
What's so exciting about the Habib University core is it's built from the very beginning as global and comparative, and it's exactly the kind of structure that Stanford professors have been dreaming about.
Communication and design are two fields which have undergone tremendous change in the last 2 decades. There's a lot of synergies between both design and communications. What unites them more than anything else is the capacity to tell really good stories.
We really needed to revamp this program and really accentuate design thinking and storytelling as two of its cores.
This is where the whole interdisciplinary aspect comes into play, where you're not only learning one discipline, you're having the perspective of multiple different point of views from design and communication, where a filmmaker can interact with a UI design instructor. When you're exposed to these different kind of studio and theoretical classes, it is a very nice way to explore the kind of films and stories you want to tell.
Every practical studio is complemented by a theoretical seminar because we want students to go away from this degree with a holistic view of not just their discipline, but also the history of the industry at large.
Students need to understand the history of the ideas they're working with, where they fit in globally, and how they can be applied locally in our context. Design is about bringing an idea to the world, and communication is about sharing it with the world. Through the process of design, they learn not just to solve problems, but through research and through investigation, they learn how to reframe problems and challenges, and through multiple iterations, and they learn how to find the right solution.
Our approach here is not to talk about that you can make this and this will sell, rather than how can you approach something that will respond to people's needs. Even 20 or 30 years down the line, they'll still be able to apply these processes.
I'm in my 3rd year. I'm still falling in love with things. I never knew that I could fall in love with screenwriting. That's what's special about here, that it gives you a lot of ways to see what's your calling.
That's the best thing about communication design, is it doesn't button you down to, let's say, a couple of jobs that you can do. I'm currently working at a company that deals with clients that are both international and local. Whether they're making a video, whether they're making a mobile application, innovation is expected.
Studying communication design together has helped me in learning how to tell stories across different creative fields. For example, when I am creating user journeys and user stories, I am able to map out stories behind why a user clicks a certain button. Creating apps, portals, management tools, products that are digitizing heavy paperwork.
The shots that I take or the kind of editing that I do, I have everything, the concepts in mind, and that's what Habib gives you. And not only that, it's the other things as well, like the conversations that are important to have that don't happen outside of Habib. These conversations do change your mind. It does affect how you think and how you treat people or how you talk to people.
Students in the first year are together. In the second and third years, they branch out into their areas of specialization, either design or communications, and then they come back together in their final year to work collaboratively. This program is reviewed by some of the top design schools and communications experts in the world. We collaborate closely with them to ensure our students' success. Nobody else is doing it exactly this way.
It's a proud moment for us और बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी है.
उसने खुशी से ये सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़े, वो जो चाहती थी वो फाइनली उसको मिल गया, अचीव कर लिया उसने. बहुत खुशी है कि हमने हबीब को चूज़ किया उस वक्त.
बहुत ज़्यादा मुझे खुशी हो रही है कि इतने 4 सालों की जो उसकी मेहनत रंग लाई है.
मास्टर को इधर मच्छी अभी यूनिवर्सिटी हम बाद ये खुशी महसूस करने ये खुशी सबका बाद मनी दिलेता ये ख्यास्ते कम्युनिज़ा का वांटा कामयाब बूटा अभी यूनिवर्सिटी अच्छा अल्लाह अभी यूनिवर्सिटी कामयाब तो करना
इतनी एक्साइटमेंट है, ऐसा लगता है मैं एक दफ़ा फिर से ग्रेजुएट हो रही हूँ।
It's not just the degree which he is getting, जो हमें बहुत excite कर रहा है. I think he has changed and he has learned a lot.
जो चीज़ मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा अब्दुल वदूद में नज़र आई है वो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह कॉन्फिडेंस।
शुक्राने के अल्फाज नहीं हैं। हर माँ बाप की यही ख्वाहिश होती है और बच्चे जाहिर सी बात है जो एम लेकर यहाँ आए हैं वो उनका पूरा हुआ, बहुत प्राउड फील करते हैं।
Analysis of Pakistani higher education revealed something very worrying, that Pakistan has one of the worst higher educational systems in the world.
Seeing the gap, we decided to address the issue by building a world-class university with infrastructure, faculty, and of course exceptional students. And what we hope to produce are leaders of tomorrow.
The students of today are preparing for a world in which tremendous change is taking place. And Habib Education offers students the skills to be able to adapt to a rapidly changing marketplace.
The liberal core of Habib University, of course, is built on our foundational motto, which is Yosin, which we translate as thoughtful self-cultivation. So the idea is that we want to produce individuals who are thoughtful and who are able to cultivate themselves, which means what? That they should have a research-oriented or investigative, inquiring sensibility. That they are young scholars.
We have faculty coming from Harvey Mudd, we have faculty coming from Pitzer College, we have faculty going to Olin College of Engineering, we have people coming from Stanford. There are lots of these connections that are really helping us reflect and grow. And what's really rewarding is that this diversity of students that we have at Habib University really makes good use of these pedagogical techniques we're using.
The engagement with faculty over here is just phenomenal because it's not just restricted to the classrooms. You can sit down with the professors and you can design your own courses.
One of the opportunities I got was to go to the University of Michigan at Ann Arbor last summer. One of the things I noticed was they had a lot of emphasis on their philosophy subjects, even in the engineering department, and that was very encouraging for me because we were doing the same thing at Habib University.
Habib University is among the most generous private universities in the world in terms of scholarships and financial aid that it offers to all its students.
And particularly we have an emphasis on 50 kids a year, so there will be 200 of such children in the university at all times who will pay no fee. They come under a program which we call TOPS.
HUTOPS program is a great platform through which a student is not only provided with 100% scholarship for 4 years, but is also exposed to various other opportunities that the university has to offer.
I think in Pakistan, getting a quality education is a privilege, and being awarded with 100% scholarship at Habib University, I am not at all